There you go.
Hi, guys. I'm back.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back. The whole house was sick. Everybody in it. The only people that, the only
Dog.
creatures that weren't sick were the pets. But
Dog and a cat.
the dog and the cat, they were both the only ones that weren't sick. So, we are back, feeling much better. I know it probably doesn't sound like it, but we are feeling much better.
Better.
We're vertical because we weren't for a few days. Everybody was, yeah. So we've got past the worst of it, so we're good to go. We're watching the feed on Facebook, and it's gradually repopping. We have no idea what happened. It just dropped it for whatever reason, but it is gradually filling back up. So hi, Ann Fogg. I got your note, sweetie. Thank you so much. It was so nice to hear from you. And who else is on here? Linal, hun, I hope you're feeling better. I know you snagged into something. I'm really hoping it wasn't COVID, and hopefully it's just a cold for you. Fingers crossed. And I hope everybody else is feeling better. I know everybody that went to net, quite a few of you brought home an rather unwelcome house guest. So hopefully you're all Paxlovided up and loaded up with goodies to help get rid of this. Unfortunately, I can't take Paxlovid.
You're allergic to it.
There's something in it that I'm allergic to, so I can't take it. It's like same with the Moderna vaccine. I can't use that one either for the same reason.
Oh, wow.
So, luckily, I found that out before they gave me the booster. When I went for my booster, I had a very on-the-ball young doctor, so he caught on pretty quickly that I should not take Moderna. So, Kelly Albright Cave. Hopefully things are nice in North Carolina. And goodness gracious, there's lots of you on here today.
Yeah.
That's great. It's nice to be missed. I have to say. The whole time I was sick, you guys were amazing. I got the most wonderful notes and messages, and you guys were just did my heart good. So thank you very much. I did get some happy mail this week, which just tickled me pink. My good friend Patrick Panofus in France, he can always tell when he's shopping on Amazon. Anyway, he sent me a little note and attached to it. Hope this little thing helps you get better, and when you find the strength to make cookies again, enjoy your little gift, Patrick.
Just
a sugar skull cookie press. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Cookie skull.
It's a sugar cookie
skull
press. Anyway, I'm gonna make good use of that in the next week or so. I love it. I have a number of sugar skull items in my kitchen that I love, but I did not have this one, and I think this is awesome. So I was excited. So Patrick, thank you so much. And then I get a very unexpected little gift. Niece, if you're watching, sweetie, thank you so much. I got this wonderful little card from Denise Van Newkirk, and this parcel, she makes oven mitts to recycle jeans. Like, are these not the cutest thing? And then she painted skulls on them for me. I love them. These will see a lot of use. I just think these are awesome. I think it's just wonderful. So thank you so much, niece. I love them. So that was my happy mail this week. I was just tickled pink. And I've had so many messages and notes and like I said, little gifts and whatnot. It just did my heart so much good. So thank you. We were nasty sick for about maybe 2 days. And then the rest is just recovering. And that seems to be taking longer than anything. So bear with me. I do still have a very stuffy nose and a very congested chest. And
I got a wicked cough.
Yeah, we all have that nasty cough, but I think for the most part we're over the worst of it. But wouldn't wish that on anybody. That first couple of days was
it's the fever.
It's the fever, yeah.
I don't wish the fever on anybody.
No.
That was rough.
Yeah. 2 days of...
Luckily for me, it was only at night.
Oh, see, and I had it all around the clock for 2 days. It was miserable.
I go to work. Luckily, I'm work in a very isolated area, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to hang out with too many people. So.
Yeah, he masked up and did his thing and whatnot. Myself, though, I stayed home. I stayed in bed most of it. I was done. Yeah, I don't do well with that. So, the one thing it did do, though, I had a lot of time to go playing around on Pinterest.
Of course.
Which is like, you're gone for hours.
That's a
hours. And, oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Pinterest is a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole, but it's a very creative one.
It can be.
Yep. So, I went through Pinterest. I probably saved, I don't know, 500,000 recipes. And kept track of some really great design ideas, and I got a lot of inspiration off of it. And then I got a box in the mail from my friend Karen Beaupre at Southern Ridge Trading with my order. I had ordered a few items for the website, and a couple of things that, really kind of piqued my interest. And so I opened the box, and sitting on top of my order is this adorable little cattle tag and a cow, little head for a cow. And that just kind of took off with me. So I sat, I doodled, I drew, I created, and the next thing I know, I've got 2 new pieces done. And I contacted her and said, okay, I need a bunch of these cattle tags, and I need cows, but I also need a pig, because my brain had already gone there. So it arrived the other day. So I unpacked everything that I had ordered and created from there. I did the pig and the cow, got the patterns up yesterday, I think, or the day before. Can't remember.
Yeah, but you're sold out.
And I'm sold out of all the surfaces. So I do have a ton of them ordered. I had already placed another order, and she had cut it and was getting ready to ship it. And I messaged her this afternoon and told her that I needed a lot more. So she is cutting those this afternoon. Is going to ship them tomorrow. So we have a couple of boxes coming full of cattle tags. So we've updated the website to reflect that. So if you're looking for them, they will be in early this week. And we'll start shipping them out as soon as they come in. But everything that we had in actually here has sold out. So, there's worse problems to have. Like COVID, for one. So I'm not an unhappy camper. I'm not 100%, but I'm not an unhappy camper. I've been having a lot of fun.
I got out of a book release today, so.
Oh, yay. Good for you.
I'm glad I wasn't there today.
Be a madhouse.
Yeah.
No. They choose the art gallery to do some unusual launches.
Well, this is a book release from the art gallery.
Oh, okay.
It's...
in reference to their...
the Wabanaki exhibit that they have going on there.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah, there's a book release. And
it'll be a madhouse.
I'm kind of glad I'm not there.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm kind of glad you're not there.
It'd be a pain.
So, I didn't have a shout out today, but I did want to say something. Pixelated Palette. I haven't done anything for Pixelated Palette in quite a while, and spoke with my pal Deb. Deb was kind of feeling the pinch, so we ended up, I've got a piece coming up in, I think, one after Christmas, January, I think. I've got a piece in there. It's pretty cute, little snowman. That's a fun piece, something for winter. But I wanted to point out Pixelated Palette. They put out their ornament issue. I got mine today. It landed in my inbox, and wow, what an issue! All kinds of really cool things. And my good friend, my sweet friend Linda O'Connell, is the cover girl for the Pixelated Palette this month. I was so proud of her. And there's so many really great designs in this issue. So if you don't get the Pixelated Palette, you are seriously missing out on some really, really great painting opportunities.
Is it a subscription?
It is a subscription, but it's less than $18 a year.
Worth it.
It's well worth it. It is a fabulous, and Lindsay and the crew at Cupboard Distributing, they do an amazing job.
Well, you used to pay that for the monthly subscription for Paintworks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Paintworks was a pretty pricey, but it's still a great magazine. And Painting World magazine is another one. We don't have a whole lot of publications for our art form anymore, so it behooves us to support the ones that we do have. Painting World magazine is a beautiful publication. If you're Canadian, it takes a while for it to get to us, but it still gets to us. It's an awesome, awesome magazine. So, pardon me. If you're looking for a fun gift idea for a friend that paints or crafts, consider getting them a subscription to either Painting World magazine or to Pixelated Palette. Because if we don't support them, they disappear.
Yeah.
And they are too really, and they're few and far between these days. So, and they're both really great publications. Lindsay and the team at Cupboard Distributing that do the Pixelated Palette do an amazing job. It's a beautiful digital magazine, really well done. And the team, Cole Hunt and Curtis at Viking Woodcrafts, are the driving force behind the Painting World magazine. So if you don't have either one of those, or are looking for one, or as a great gift idea for a friend, pardon me, then consider that. I think that would be a great idea. What's up? Thank you. Pardon me. I'm so sorry. These little coughing jags are horrible.
I know. But I like the long gap in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
I would prefer it was longer, like
it's not like
years.
a good or a bad case of strep.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you that sore throat felt like a really bad case of strep. It was miserable. So, anywho, but we're back and we're going to play, and I've been excited about doing this. This is the fun piece.
You got your happy mail.
I did my happy mail. What did I forget?
Don't have a shout out for this week.
Oh, I just kind of shout outed to the magazines.
Yeah, you did. Actually, now that I think of it. Yeah, shout out is going to the Pixelated Palette.
Yep.
What do we got here?
Our giveaways.
Yeah, what's this?
A lot of questions I've been fielding lately about finishing, doing varnishing and whatnot. And I thought it would be a great idea to make the giveaways this week all about that. And so we have a set of 3 big, beautiful Dynasty finishing brushes in there. So they're worth about $35 to $40 in that ballpark. And we have 3 gorgeous sets to give away. So that is our giveaway for this week. So if you want to get in on the giveaways, make sure you like and you share that video. Pardon me. It's a dog toy.
I know.
Okay.
From Rappin'.
Yes, I know. We still have to do the rundown to the...
Yeah, we gotta go to that. Problem is, if we go to the SPCA and we see a dog...
Yeah, well...
That's the problem.
And Lydia Steves keeps posting all these pictures of these adorable kittens that she's got. She's just killing me. So... I did have other happy mail this week.
Other happy mail?
Yeah, it's on my desk. It's the itty bitty little box on my desk.
Yeah.
And it's all Kelly Hernig's fault.
Uh-oh.
The little box? No, little box. Yep. And underneath the computer screen, there's a tin box. Yep. Tin box. Underneath. See the yellow pad? On the right? Yay!
That's a great gift.
Oh, I gifted myself.
I see.
I'm a weak woman. What can I say? So, I've been watching Kelly Hernig for the last little while. Well, not for the last little while. I watch her stuff all the time because she's flippin' brilliant. And she posted something with oak leaves painted on it. A beautiful watercolory thing. And I couldn't get past the texture. the texture in her oak leaves was just like yummy. There was something about it. So I posed a question to her about what she was using, and she told me she's been using Schminky Horadam Aquarelle, which is these super granulated watercolors. Little teeny tiny. They're fabulous. But what got me was they're like various tones of asphaltum, if that makes any sense. There's 3 or 4 greens and a brownish green and a bluish green, and they're just so yummy. So I ordered myself a set. I will say this, they're not inexpensive. But
Are these the ones you were telling me about that
they're just, it's like asphaltum in different colors. There's a wonderful earthiness to this. And they have a granulation, so you get textures and tones, and they're incredible. So
they're a watercolor, but they act like acrylic and oil.
Yes and no. I was fascinated with the whole process. So I've been following her videos and her posts lately because they're just incredible. And I'm anxious to play with those. So I gifted those to myself. Like I needed another art supply. But
yeah, really.
But the answer to that question, yes, I arted. So I'm quite excited about that. So I'm going to play with that in my journal. Good Lord. And the other thing that I've been absolutely obsessed with in the last little while, because I haven't really been painting, I was playing with some watercolor pencils, and I came across this. This is a set of Prismacolor watercolor pencils. It was a set of 24. I found them on Amazon. They had a coupon for them, and it was a great buy. So I'm really excited about playing with these too, because that seems to be, I'm obsessed with my pencils lately. So that was it. My little gift to myself, my happy mail to me.
Happy mail to you.
Yeah. But today we're going to be playing with acrylic. I've been really excited about painting this piece. Was playing with a bunch of different new techniques for painting sunflowers and for painting flowers in general. Just little changes in color, because we've got so many other options now. There's just huge volumes of colors available to us. So I've been playing with my sunflowers and playing with this thing. And I am moderately obsessed with this vintage country style. I'm a little obsessive, I think. Just a little. So we are going to be painting You Pick sunflower seeds today. I love this piece. I think the colors are really pretty. I like the pattern, and it falls right into that vintage country feel that I'm obsessed with.
And of course, Sue Potts is at it again.
Is she?
Yes.
She gives another donation for the puppers.
Yes. So we got another $25 going off to the puppers. She says someone mentioned SPCA for the puppers.
For the puppers, yes. We're big fans, and that's one of the reasons that we like to have that.
Do you want to do the same thing with the stars?
Yes, I think so.
The stars from Facebook?
Yeah. Facebook has finally decided that my lives are worthy of monetizing. So they've allowed me to collect those stars. So you can give us stars. And I think that's what we'll do with that too, is we'll donate that to our local animal shelter.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I don't know how they break that down. So,
well, it's set up so that it goes directly to my PayPal account, but it'll be indicated as, from
X
Facebook. Yeah.
Oh,
so
right
it'll be easy to keep track of it, and I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody donates a star or two, and
yeah, exactly. That's
awesome.
I think that's a fun way to do it. So, and it's only on the videos. So, oh my gosh,
what?
Vicky Shaw just sent us 200 stars.
How come I didn't get any notification on that?
I don't know, but I did.
Oh.
Thank you, Vicky. So I think that's the best thing to do with those things.
Oh,
but in the
okay,
meantime,
I just got
okay. In the meantime, my mouth runneth over because I haven't seen you guys in a long time. So, and I've kind of been under the weather. So we're going to paint, you pick sunflower seeds.
Okay. Yeah, I just got the notification. She's getting a zombie.
And Crystal Stagel sent one. And another zombie coming up.
I like how yours is moving faster than...
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I must be stuck in the Matrix.
So 50 stars from Crystal. Right on.
Right on. So awesome. If you guys are ready to get started playing in paint, so am I.
All right. Let's go.
I love this piece. It's very simplistic. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. This one is not a difficult piece to paint. It just looks more complex than it actually is. It's actually very straightforward. I had a lovely message from a young lady who has never painted before. And she had picked one of my patterns. And she's really struggling with it. Not primarily because of the terminology that we use. And I thought, since she already has the pattern, that's what the live is going to be next week. So next Saturday, we are doing this one. This is sweets. Christmas sweets.
Signage. Nice.
Vintage signage. Yeah. So we're going to be doing this one next Saturday. And we're going to take it right back to the very basics. And we're going to discuss the basic terminology and what each of those terms means. Cool. And so that not only can we help this young lady, but at the same time, anyone that doesn't necessarily paint, just break it down so that they can succeed at doing this. This is a fun piece. I will say this. The pattern is free.
There you go.
The pattern for this one is free. It's in the free download section on my website. So you don't have to go out and buy a pattern, but I will ask this. Hit the stars, or send us something through the super chat so that we can bump up our donation for the month of October for our local animal shelter. So the pattern itself is free, but we would appreciate a donation towards the shelter.
Well, it's going to be a busy day for Facebook because you just got another 200 stars from Patty.
Nice.
And she says, Facebook gave me these, so I'm giving them to the puppers.
Nice. We appreciate it. So if you've got nothing on your schedule for next Saturday, come and join us. It's free. The pattern is free. You can download it right from the website. We do have the surface, of course, on there. But if you'd like to join us just to sit and watch or to follow up, come and join us. We're going to paint this whole thing from start to finish. And we're going to take it right back to basics. The pattern will be free. But if there's donations, if you're feeling generous, hit the stars or send us something through Super Chat. And all of it will go to our local shelter.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we can feed the puppers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's paint some sunflowers because I've been anxious to paint. So we're going to start this one. I love this piece. I just think it's fun. These are just fun. That's the piece we're going to paint. I like this one a lot. So this is You Pick Sunflower Seeds. I tried something different. Went with a different technique for the centers. I wanted a real vintage signage look for this. And then I used one of the slot stands. I'm going to show you a fun trick with one of these because I think these are really fun. So there is the piece that we're going to work on today.
So Kaylin also gave 200 stars from Facebook. Wendy Eddy just gave $20. And she says, animal lovers here?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Wendy.
That's from YouTube.
Nice. So I'm using a 1/2-inch check stencil. This is M2. I can't see it from here. I think it's 37. M237 is the number for this stencil. It's a 1/2-inch check.
Picture's very blurry. What?
That's nice and clear here. I'm looking at it on Facebook. It's nice and clear.
Yeah.
So, I need a nice clean stencil brush here. Here we go.
Oh my God. I think we should have just... This is going to get out of control.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
So, Crystal sent another 200 stars.
Wow.
And Lori Coates sent another 200 stars.
That zombie's going to be exhausted.
No kidding. Zombie's getting a workout.
So, I'm going to tape this checkerboard in place. Now, I take it off of my surface a little bit. I don't like it inside the edges. It just gives it a little continuity. And I'm using cobblestone, which is this sort of muddy gray beige. And it's ideal for this. I think white is too bright on this. And so this cobblestone works very well.
Thank you, Sue Black, for the 300 stars.
Oh my goodness.
You guys are ridiculous.
They're awesome.
I can only imagine what that's going to add up to. I don't know what... She was just telling me before we actually went live that Facebook sent her a message saying that she could monetize her Facebook page. And I went, what? You can do that?
Yep.
So this is...
So I'm excited about this. It's just, and I think it's a nice way to look after our local animal shelter. Especially after the hurricane, the local
Yes.
shelters here have been really busy.
Yeah, the Atlantic SPCA has been very inundated is the word.
Yep. So
if we can
some
help
areas
them out, that'd be great.
Here, we got off very easy. We had a few little branches down and, quite honestly, nothing more than, a bad thunder lightning storm for us. But go just, not even 2 hours east, and the damage is extensive.
Deb says these 200 stars are from Raffin.
Aww.
Awesome.
Raffin's awesome.
I still got the coffee mug with the donuts.
It's like, I think he likes it. That's
why
why.
I like it more than I know it's a dog toy.
Yeah. It's sitting on the corner of his desk. So.
Next to the skull.
Next to the skull that's holding all the pens. So I've got, you notice that when I put this down, I did not go for fully opaque. If you have a close look, these are imperfect. They're irregular. None of them are fully opaque or solid, which is what we want. So I'm going to move my stencil down, line it up, comme ça, tape it back in place. And again, I am not worried about these being perfect. I'm not worried about them being opaque. I'm not worried about them even being neat and tidy or complete. It doesn't really matter. So we're just going to put that check all over the background.
They would like to see how you load your stencil brush.
Okay. This is a couple of things. You need to have like paper towel or something. I pick up just a little bit on one side of the brush and then I swirl it aggressively so that it distributes the paint throughout. And then just tap it on shop towel, paper towel, whatever you have handy. And then a light touch, circular fashion, change directions frequently. And then when you think you've got everything the way you want, you tip the stencil back and have a look. And if it's satisfactory, then you're good to go. So you just turn your stencil around, line it up best you can, tape it back in place. Circular fashion, change directions frequently. And it's a light touch. I'm not scrubbing hard. There's not really a need to. There we go. And so now we've got that side done. We're just going to line it up. Okay, I put my arm in the wet paint.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Honestly.
Made cowboy candy this morning. My whole house smells amazing.
I can imagine.
What is cowboy candy?
I've seen it done different ways.
What is cowboy candy?
He's looking at me like, what secrets are you keeping from me?
What is cowboy candy?
Cowboy
Becca Buckner,
candy.
fill me in.
Somebody better fill him in. I'm busy.
She's keeping secrets. What is cowboy candy?
I have a recipe for it, but I can't remember what all's in it. Yes, I have a recipe for it.
Candied jalapeno.
Well, you had him at candied.
Candied jalapenos.
Yeah, candied jalapenos. Oops.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I bet that smells. Can you put them in a smoker?
Yeah, I would imagine.
This would be so good.
So one of the first things that I did after I get over the thing, what do? I make 10 pounds of bacon. So I had the smoker running earlier in the week and made 10 pounds of bacon. Et voila. So we have nice
Judy
subtle check.
Tucker donated $25 to
The puppers.
the puppers.
Nice.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious me.
Something for the puppers.
Through
she
Super
says.
Chat. It showed up here.
Yeah, it popped up.
Cool.
I actually got the notifications properly working.
Yay. Okay, now I'm trying to find my sanding sponge.
But they, when they donate through Super Chat, they can choose whether it's like public or.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So I've got a sanding disc. This one has got a coarse one, and then it has a medium fine on the back. And this is how I sand this. I go in one direction only. So in this case, I'm going vertically. And I'm not being kind. I am being a little on the aggressive side because I want to cut into this paint. And if you notice, the corners and edges, I'm actually sanding the paint away. Just wears it down. And I really want to sand right through those checks. I want those scratches and gouges. There we go. Whew.
Do you have Masters brush cleaner or pink soap?
I have Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have it on the website, though. I probably should.
That sounds awesome. What do they talk about?
I don't know.
What did Jessica tell? I made barbecue sauce with cowboy candy and smoked ham.
Oh my goodness. He's salivating. So I'm just taking a little bit of water on a piece of shop towel, just wiping the dust off. And I love see how that check is worn right through. So it's not an in-your-face finish. I don't ever want this to be so harsh that it looks brand new. It should look like it's been outside for years. That's how I want it to look.
What was it? I made onion jam for that burger.
Yes. Oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah, onion jam. Mm. That's a lot of butter, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
It's so good. So, I need some asphaltum. Where's my asphaltum? There it is. I love this finish. I've always been a big fan of like very vintage.
Need coffee.
Do ya? I've been a big fan of old vintage signage and rustic country signage and all of that very old country farmhouse style has always appealed to me. The newer farmhouse style I love because it's clean, it has great lines, and it works well with contemporary furniture. It works well with a whole bunch of different things. But I really like to see, a smattering of this rustic, old world country design added to it, just to add it more color. And in smaller increments. I don't think it needs to be really, really big or busy, but small increments. And so this type of thing really appeals to me because it's a nice little touch sitting in a room, on a shelf or in a bookcase or, it just works. It just works. So I'm going to age the edges of this a little bit, which is why I, wore through the paint in a few places. And I'm going to add a float of asphaltum all the way around the outside edge. It is not a neat and tidy float. Don't even bother trying to make it perfect because we don't want it to be. We just need to age the edges of this a little bit. Like it's been sitting out in the farmyard for, a year or two. Has seen a bit of weather. That's what we want. I'm having way too much fun with the pigs and the cows. I asked Karen to make me a bunch of different creatures. So I have roosters coming. I have sheep. I wanted a sheep. And I have a goat and a horse. So they're going to be here this week. I've already been playing with design ideas because I'm just obsessed with them right now. So I've got them. I didn't paint much while I was sick, but I did sit with my doodle board and my computer for hours. It's easy to sit in bed with an iPad, so that's what I did, and I just used my, my pencil. I have an Apple Pencil, so I used that with my iPad Pro, and I just played with some ideas, and then when I felt up to it, I came down to the studio, and I went to town. So I haven't really been painting much. The only thing that I've really painted in the last 3 weeks is a pig. And a cow. That's about it. That's about all I've done. So I've got a nice float of asphaltum all the way around the outside edge. And again, you don't have to be neat and tidy about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to dry this. And then we're going to put a wash of that asphaltum over the whole surface. This just sort of brings everything together, but it gives you a nice dark edge first. And then when you put that wash of asphaltum over top of everything, and I'm thinning it out quite a bit. It's just a wash. I don't want a ton of color on here. I'm just going to brush it on vertically the same way I sanded it. And then that way it's everything is cohesive. It all works together. There we go. So I've got a coat of thin asphaltum over the whole thing. There we go. And I'll dry that. Now from this point, you just trace and transfer your line drawing on. I used white graphite. Had a lot of questions about graphite paper lately too. There's so many different brands out there. The one thing that I will say, they all work. What it comes down to is how hard you press on it, how fresh the paint is, which is a big, big influence on how easy your graphite paper is to get off is how hard you press and how fresh your paint is. If your base coat is really, really fresh and you trace and transfer, sometimes that it's very hard to get it to transfer, which is an indication that your paint is still quite wet. But your paint, you have to remember, remains soft for quite some time until it's fully cured. So if you're pressing very hard, it can leave, literally adhere that graphite paper, that graphite transfer into the paint, and it makes it so hard to get off. So in a case like that, a little bit of odorless turp, a little bit of odorless thinner and a Q-tip, but just carefully remove it. I use my Factus black eraser to remove graphite lines. It works fabulous for that. So that's my favorite method. But when it comes to graphite paper, I think everybody has their favorite. Some people really like Sorel. Some people like the Low Cornell paper. I'm a big fan of Decoart's brand. Primarily, one, it has never let me down. I find it's easy to get off as long as my paint's completely dry when I put it on. We're golden. So all you're going to do from this point is to position your line drawing in place and then trace it on. I'm using a piece of, this is Decoart's white graphite paper. You can tell I use them until you can see through them. It's good graphite paper. It works really well. And then, of course, you're going to start by base coating everything. I have mine prepped for obvious reasons. We'd be here for a month of Sundays because my tongue is hung in the middle and wags at both ends.
What did I miss?
So we have our sunflowers. I put a base down of a little bit of warm white on everything, all the petals and whatnot, simply because it's very hard to paint yellow over top of dark blue.
I am going to zoom in.
And I just realized there's a little spot here that I missed when I was doing my best coat. I missed on the petal that's hiding behind this letter.
There we go.
So
we're zoomed in.
We're zoomed in. Okay, so now we can see. So we're just going to review quickly what our base coats were. So for the lettering up here, I have 2 coats of Bahama Blue on each of those letters. On the petals of the sunflower, I have a coat of warm white first, and then a coat of Sunny Day on those petals. And I like that coat of warm white down so that you're not fighting against that dark blue. You'll drive yourself absolutely insane if you don't do it, because you'll be putting on coats and coats and coats and coats and coats of yellow paint. And now the center, we're going to base with asphaltum.
Fayreed's wondering where we can get Decoart graphite paper in Canada.
Stockade.
Stockade.
Yes. Stockade.ca. They are a Decoart distributor, or you can order from Country Bear Wood, which is Creations Country Bear. If you're looking for the link, I think it's in the description. Country Bear is a Decoart distributor. They're based in Sherbrooke, Quebec. So if you log on to their website, it'll most likely pop up in French first. But right at the top menu, there's a little button that says Français or Anglais. Just click on English and it'll translate the site.
Diane Hendricks has a question.
Hi, Diane.
Regarding crackle medium you used a few weeks ago.
Yes.
What is the difference between Decoart weathered crackle and the one-step crackle?
One-step crackle is used over top of your painted surface. You literally pour it on like a varnish, you brush it out, it dries, it cracks. It's that simple. The weathered wood requires a catalyst, which means that you put your either an acrylic color of acrylic down first, apply the weathered wood over top of it, and then the catalyst is usually another paint color over top. So it essentially reacts in a negative format to whatever color you put over top of it, and that's what causes the crackle. So that's the difference between the two. One will crack regardless. All it has to do is dry, which is the one step.
Would you teach the snowdrops? Snowdrops.
Oh yeah, that's an old pattern. But yes, I could do that. Was that Faye that asked that?
No, that was Ann McIntyre.
Oh, I could. It's an old pattern. But yeah, I suppose I could. Why not?
And next weekend we're doing the sweets, 5 cents.
Yeah. Doing the vintage sweets.
Vintage sweets. Candy canes.
I thought it would be a fun one to do. So, as you can tell, I am just...
Oh, they can't see my socks.
The kids...
I got the best.
It's just...
I got the best.
The last time your father said, do you want to see my socks? It was just...
Not what you...
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yes. No, we can't see your socks. Which ones are you wearing today?
I am wearing the golden retriever.
Oh, he's got the golden retrievers.
It says man's best friend.
Renee had a birthday last week.
I wanted socks.
He said he wanted socks, so he got socks, but he got socks with pupper dogs on them, and...
Pupper dogs.
You know, there was something else, though.
King Kong.
Oh, yes, yeah, King Kong. Donkey Kong or some damn thing, I don't know.
Yeah. And I can't remember the other one.
Yeah.
But I like the one with the golden retrievers.
So, yeah, so he's got... Speaking of golden retrievers...
Archie!
My next door neighbor... Wonderful guy. He is just the dumbest dog on the planet. But you cannot help but love him. He's just
he's
a sweetie.
He is dumb as a post, though.
He's dumb as a post, but he is just the most adorable dog. And is Dot's buddy. Her pal. Anyway, Dot was laying in the leaves in the front yard, and Archie came for a visit. And then he disappeared, and we were trying to figure out where he came out of the garage with Dot's lamb chop.
Yeah.
And then Steve took the toy away from Archie and gave it to Dot. And Archie disappeared again, and this time he came back with a unicorn. So he found Dot's toy box in the garage, which was pretty funny. But he's just so sweet. But then he was playing a game of keep away with Steve, so it was funny. But yeah, that's what Renee's socks remind me of, is Archie. So there we go.
Did you see your birthday wishes last week? No, I did not, and I thank all of you for the birthday wishes.
Yeah. We were all a little under the weather.
Between work and...
Pardon me.
Yeah, that was me getting better from COVID, was go to work, isolate myself in the office, and come home, go to bed.
We've all been going to bed pretty early. We all kind of run out of steam at about 3 p.m.
Yeah. That's how I spent my birthday. My birthday was spent at the art gallery fighting COVID.
Yeah. But he did have cake.
I did have cake.
He did have cake. Yeah, everybody in the house had it in varying degrees.
Please do show your socks.
Oh. Just be grateful they're not knee socks and he didn't really show them to you. There we go. So, I've got my centers done. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do these centers. I'm using a little bit of sprout green.
What kind of cake? Oreo.
He had an Oreo cake, yeah.
Oreo.
Renee loves Oreo cookies.
Can't have them too often.
No. It's like ice cream. Can't have ice cream in the house too often because we all love ice cream. A little too much.
Must have cake.
Yeah, must have cake.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find my Deerfoot. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I'm using a Deerfoot for this. You could use a fountain brush. You could use whatever you use for stippling. I'm going to use this is a 1/4 inch Dynasty Deerfoot stippler. I like these ones. They're a little softer.
I don't know if it's supposed to be Burden Brenda or Brenda Burden, but she just gave 200 stars.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you. So I'm just, I'm loading up my stippler with a little bit of asphaltum. And then I'm picking up a little bit of that sprout. Just a little. And I'm going to stipple that together. It's going to make like a muddy greenish brown. I don't want anything too perfect. And I'm just going to stipple and create a textured center. Now, I'm making a circle.
How do you make an Oreo cake? You don't. You buy one.
Yeah, there was nobody cooking. I can guarantee you. So, I'm just going to stipple all the way around. I'm going to leave a circle in the center. Da, da, da. I remember the first time I ever used a Deerfoot stippler, it was because of a Debbie Cole pattern. I was doing one of her teddy bears.
There's the socks.
Oh no. Is he showing off his socks?
Golden retriever.
Oh God. They wanted to see the socks.
Hey, where's Patrick? That's a great question. Where is Patrick?
So, as I'm stippling, I'm leaving a center like this. So there's an open area. And then I'm going to make another circle in the center. Might be a bit too bright. And I'm going to leave a ring around it. Like so. Da, 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 da.
Everyone should have socks like that. I agree. I want dot socks.
You want dot socks?
Dot socks.
Okay.
I gotta find it.
There's got to be somebody out there that will do custom socks.
Yeah.
You can get everything else.
I want dot socks.
He wants dot socks.
Or just a black dog in general.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Love retrievers.
Yeah, but we don't own a retriever.
I know, but retrievers are like the best family dog.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's this? Jessica killing 50 stars. Just remembered I had a star balance. No place.
So I've just picked up a little bit more of that sprout just on the tip of that Deerfoot so that I have, pardon me, so that I have a lighter value. And I'm just going to put like a little highlight, just stippled like so, across the top of both the outer rim and the one in the middle, so that it's got like a little highlight at the top. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one down here.
Renee Howard is wondering what's the secret to stippling. Mine always looks like blobs of paint.
You know what it is? One, very light pressure. And use small quantities of paint. Don't have a ton of paint in your brush. it's going to look rough and kind of iffy or squiffy, I guess, at the beginning. And that's okay. It's the layers that make the difference is when you're doing this. So it's trying to not do it all in one go and just using a light touch. It took me a long time to get that because we're kind of used to, hammering paint on, and then we forget that you've got to use it in small quantities. So just a little bit of paint on the brush at a time. It can be almost dry. See, look at that. And then, just work in layers. Take your time.
Yeah.
So, and this brush has, I think, probably seen better days. It's not a very pretty one, but it does the job. And I kind of like that it's not perfect, that it's creating some fun little textures. So I'm picking up a little of that. Good grief. I've got strays galore here. Here we go. I've got a little bit of that sprout green at the top. And that's where I'm going to use that to put my little highlight. And again, it's a very light touch. I'm just lightly dabbing the color on.
Referring to the crackle, I have both brand new bottles to see. Hopefully Tracy will fill us in because One Step Crackle and Weathered Wood have the same direction.
Really? Okay. But yes, I will be happy to do that.
What is the dark background color?
Asphaltum.
For the background?
Oh, this one here
I'm guessing so.
in the back is Prussian blue.
Prussian
Sorry
blue.
about that. I didn't talk about that.
Gasp.
I had a derp. So again, a little of that sprout just to put a little highlight at the top. And you know what? Let's put a little bit in here too, just to amplify that shape a little bit. I kind of like this. It's a little different from the way I usually do them. But I'm kind of going back to basics on a lot of things lately.
So, I think this is funny.
God. Okay.
There's a video circulating the internet. And it is a complete re-edit of the Titanic.
Okay.
Where they replaced... I can't remember her name. The main female
Okay.
actress. With a cat.
Oh, okay.
And it was so well done.
I saw a stand-up comic the other day. She said, can you imagine what it would have been like to have
Gross.
millennials on board the Titanic?
Be nothing but selfie sticks.
Oh my God. It's like, really? Who doesn't see an iceberg? Isn't that like his whole job?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is such
Kate
a
Winslet's
random
character, yes.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, Rose.
Yep. This is such a random ocean.
Thank you, Sandy Jackson with 50 stars.
Nice.
Thank y'all.
So I'm just going to finish off a couple little highlights on the center of this with that little stippler. This is a brush I mean, this one has seen better days, but I don't think I use this enough.
What, the Deerfoot?
The Deerfoot. It's just, for making nice, soft, fluffy centers, it works really, really well. Pardon me. Good grief.
That is a rough cough.
I'm getting tired of crossing my legs. I have coughed and sneezed. I think the sneeze is
There's
the
a
worst.
reason why I stayed in the office, because I fart. Cough, fart. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Can't leave now.
Yes, the human body creates some really interesting effects.
Side effects.
Side effects of illness. We can laugh about it now. We weren't laughing the other day.
No.
We were pretty friggin' miserable.
All of us.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of us, because Dad's lasted, what, 2 days?
You know, but he has the constitution of an ox.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the Sergeant Major thing.
Yeah.
Virus is just like, yeah, we're not messing with him. Let's not say we did.
For me, it was after work. Once I got home from work, then it's like, yeah, you're either going try and eat something. No, can't taste it.
I couldn't taste it. I still can't. Well, I can taste it, but certain things don't taste right.
I taste things now. I could actually.
You can taste your coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I
so
stick
good.
cranberry juice in.
Tasted moldy.
It still tastes moldy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just. Anybody that knows me knows I love cranberry juice.
It's sad when you have to do both.
Cross your legs and hope for the best. So we're going to shade these centers. I'm going to use a little bit of asphaltum. And we're going to put a shadow right at the bottom on the outside edge, right here. Just like so. It just gives the center a little bit of elevation. It just lifts it up a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just gives that center of the flower a little more height. And then you can do the same thing to this little bit in the middle. It's just a little U-shaped float along the bottom. Comme ça. Ta-da! Yep, I'm liking those centers. So now that we've got those centers done, we can start focusing on a little of the detail work in the flowers. And I'm going to be using, this is Spice Pumpkin.
Spice Pumpkin.
Another color I don't use that often, but I think I should. So, a little bit of Spice Pumpkin. We're floating with this. Now, this is the way I load this. I'm fairly generous with this color because I want it a fairly strong float. And I'm going to blend it back and forth until I get a nice transition. But I really want the intense color towards the bottom end of these petals, close towards the center. And I don't come to the edge of the petal. I'm going to create a little U, like so.
Sylvie Miller's wondering if you use your stipple brush wet or dry.
Dry.
Yeah.
If it's wet, it tends to make things muddy. So I'm creating a little U in the bottom of the petal, right at the base. And this just helps create a little depth in the petal and gives it a little bowl shape, like it's curved a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can pull that up the sides a little. Look at that.
When my ability to smell came back after a month and a half, I was wishing I lost it again. I could smell everything. Double time, and some of the smells that came through the doctor's office, not cool. I get that.
Yeah. My sense of smell is there, but not right. It's like my sense of taste. I can taste things, but they're not right.
Yeah.
I made myself a bowl of soup last week. And I know what I put in it because I've made these recipes 1,000 times. I made egg drop soup and I discovered that I just cannot eat the eggs.
Oh, Why are you doing every other flower petal?
Because I'm going to shade differently in the back. So you'll see what I mean in a sec. So that first row, those ones closest to you, I do that U shape because the one in behind, gets it's more of a V shape. And that separates those petals back there. And at the same time, it enhances that curve that's in the forward petals. I think that camera needs to be cleaned.
What?
There's like a haze. I'm just looking at the image on Facebook. It's not blurry, but it's hazy. See what I mean? Yeah. I'm just wondering.
I could have gotten a finger on the lens or something.
Nope, that didn't help.
Oh, give it a second. See? There's my finger.
Uh-huh. Wait.
How about now? Yeah. It's not that instant.
No. So that little float in between, see how it just separates those petals, but it enhances that curve in the 4 petals, the ones in the front. Easy peasy. Now I'm using a little bit of fast dry glaze in my brush when I float. Just find it helps with the transparency, makes the colors a little more transparent, a little brighter.
How's that?
That's fine.
Hopefully that should clean it up a bit.
And I do love that. Just a couple of places I think it needs to be a little bit stronger. There we go.
And Mr. Patrick Penafus.
Hey, Patrick. I was showing off my cookie cutter.
She did get the cookie cutter, yeah.
Oh, I sent Patrick a note. I like how loose and easy these flowers are. They're not a difficult one to paint. The floats don't need to be perfect either, which is a big benefit. So, again, U-shape. All those petals that are in the background, get it after the fact. I kind of like that U-shape. Just gives the flowers a little definition, a little curvature, a little depth.
Get away from that button.
What button?
The end stream button.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to hit that one too soon.
Whoa.
I love sunflowers, especially at this time of year. I love them in all sorts of things. I spent a little time designing for Christmas, working on the piece for the 12 Days of Christmas Live. And then my big studio printer decided to pack it in. So, and I've known for some time that it was going, but it has not been easy to get replacements for that kind of thing. So I've been watching for a specific size printer at various retailers, Staples, Office Depot, things like that. And the one that I need for the studio is just not been available anywhere. And so I keep my eyes peeled. Well, I was hoping that my big printer would, at least last me a couple more weeks, but that was not to be.
Hey, our subscriber notification just went off.
Oh, cool.
Cool. That's awesome. So, Bia McKay just subscribed.
Nice.
Right on. Welcome aboard. It's the crazy train.
Yeah.
All
Sometimes.
welcome.
That's quite true.
Bring cookies.
Bring cookies. Bring food.
Bring food in general.
Yeah.
And we have one rule: be a good human.
Yep, that's our rule. Be kind.
Yeah, be a good human.
Yeah, be a good human.
Otherwise, crazy train makes frequent stops all around the world.
Yeah, if you want to get off, that's good.
Yeah. If you don't want to be on it,
It's an easy one to get off.
jump.
Yeah, we didn't say anything about slowing down.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got my sunflowers are all shaded. Color me happy. So I'm going to dry these real quick. I'm going to grab my round brush and we're going to grab a little bit of golden sunset. Why do I keep calling it that? Sunset gold. It's my new favorite color. I absolutely love this yellow. It's such a rich yellow. I'm going to dry this real quick, and then I'm going to show you a trick. Now, I've used Sunny Day on here, but I find it's a little flat. It's a little meh. It's a little meh. But we're going to take it from meh to wow in about 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my round brush and a little bit of juice on it, and we're going to do this. Just going to overstroke the tips of those flowers with that yellow. Ugh, just love it. I love it. You could float it if you wanted to. I'm just cheating and using a round. Meh. Don't feel like floating. But I love how that yellow just pops. And it's just a wash. I'm just putting a thin wash of that yellow over top of that Sunny Day. And it's just, oh my goodness. So pretty. I just love how it pops. You know.
And that's golden sunset?
Sunset gold. I keep calling it golden sunset. It's
I
not.
know.
It's sunset gold.
I'm doing it on purpose.
I know. It's like you wanted to irritate me or something.
Why would I want to do that?
Because it's fun, apparently.
What would be a replacement for this color?
Saffron.
Saffron!
You can use saffron. If you don't have sunset gold, you can use saffron yellow, which is another of my favorite yellows. I just love the intensity of this yellow. This just pops.
Sandy McTeer has the heated tools on our website.
Yes, she does.
So go to her website. What is it? Sandy McTeer Designs?
Yep.
.com?
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Go
I
there.
love my heated tool. Miss Sandy stocks them.
She was confused whether it was Sandy or Sheila.
No, Sandy.
So.
Oh, speaking of Sheila, Sheila's kind of obsessed with snails of late. And
Those snails are all over the place right now.
Her snails are all over the place, but oh my gosh, she put up another one the other day. He's got a pumpkin for a shell. It's freaking adorable. She has run with this snail theme, and it's fabulous. They're so fun. So I've got a wash of that gorgeous sunset gold over top of my sunflower. And then we have leaves down here we have to do something with. I'm using a little bit of lush green for those leaves. This is another one of those new colors from Deckwart. I love this one. I'm a big fan of antique green. And this one is just a hair more opaque. And I just love how it looks. It's just a lush green. It's a great green. So I'm going to, I've got one coat there. I'm not thrilled because I was kind of lazy putting it on. So I'm going to quickly put another coat of green down. I just want it a little more opaque, that's all. There we go. Sound like the Snuffleupagus. Still. Snort.
Yeah, but it's not stuffy.
Oh, mine is. I'm still congested, but
I'm not.
I cannot take another spoonful of that cough medicine. Jeez.
Buckley's. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting, but
and
man,
it works.
It works. I don't know if our friends in the U.S. Have heard of it, but we have this cough medicine up here called Buckley's. And it is bar none the most disgusting thing you will ever put in your mouth, but
yeah,
it works. It really works.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Is it a Canadian thing?
Yeah.
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 Oh no, there's no cherry flavor. There's no nothing. It's
no.
Buckley flavored.
It's Buckley. It's like this. You can't even try to make that stuff taste good. It's just the most vile.
Do you know if YouTube took off a bunch of these videos?
No.
No?
No. Just click videos in the top menu.
Yeah.
When you go to my page.
Yeah. Some will not be viewable.
Yeah, some won't because they are part of the membership program.
Yeah, but they shouldn't show up in just regular videos. It should be in a separate category. Yeah. But yeah, no, none of our videos have been taken down.
No, we're behaved. We've managed to keep our PG rating.
Yeah.
God only knows how, but
we only got our wrists slapped once with a copyright infringement, but that was quickly corrected. So
yeah, that was music, though.
Yeah, that was music. That was us trying something, and apparently we didn't do it the right way.
So we took it down.
So we had to take it down.
Yeah.
But we just replaced it with something that was copyright free.
Yep.
So.
It was just, it was just an error. Yep. But so now I get to do the fun stuff because I love doing the detail stuff on these flowers. But I have to do the leaves first. So I'm going to a little bit of shading. As I said, I've got lush green as my base coat. My shading color for this is Plantation Pine. And we're going to take that color up underneath those petals. Like so. And I like to come down the sides of the leaf a little bit. And then underneath this leaf, up underneath those petals, I'm using a 3/8 angle, and it's just loaded as if to float, nothing fancy. It is not a pretty little delicate float. It's, I'm just getting that darker value up under there. And the same on this one here.
The majority of our videos were are from previous lives.
Yeah.
We do one a week.
Yeah.
Except
for last week.
Except for last week, because, well, everybody was sick. So. Everybody was slowly dying.
Felt like it.
Yep.
But, I mean, so many people have been truly, truly dangerously ill with this.
Yeah. We got lucky.
We got very lucky. We were more uncomfortable than at any particular risk. So,
And I am not even going to suggest that to her.
What?
Nasal lavage.
I have one of those.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done that.
I didn't think that would be something you'd be comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done that before.
Okay. Never mind.
And it does. It helps.
It's not happening to me, I can tell you that.
But you know what?
The only thing that goes up my nose is my finger. And this is from a guy who had the camera thing
Yeah, I know.
up his nose.
Uh,
I'd much
I
rather...
figured you'd be fine with nasal lavage.
Gross.
Because of the fluid. It's not water.
I know, but no.
But it doesn't, you'd expect it to burn, but it doesn't. So I'm just going, nice little shadow down the center vein and separate this leaf. I'm just like a truck driver spinning that thing around. Good grief. All the way around. Just keep turning it. Maybe it'll work.
Try this. Now this. Now this.
So, nice little shadow down the center vein. Ta-da! I'm going to dry that real quick.
You can get Buckley's Buckley's
Yeah.
at Walmart in the U.S. for $36.95 a bottle.
Yep. Oh, let me tell. It's no cheaper here,
Yeah,
but it's
it works.
It works. It's horrible tasting stuff.
You won't cough.
No, it might take you a week to catch your breath. It tastes terrible, but it works.
You don't want to cough because if you cough, you might have to drink some more of that stuff.
That's very true. So my highlight color for these leaves is, I'm using Sprout, but you can use Margarita. You could use any high yellow green. Will work just fine. And again, we're not talking like delicate, pretty floats here.
Once the camera goes somewhere it doesn't belong, it takes a while.
Yep.
to get over.
Ain't that the truth?
Fair enough.
Yep. Ain't that the truth? Somebody's had their colonoscopy. I had that.
It scares the cough away.
I had the gastroscopy, where you swallow it. The camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on the string?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
It's like swallowing a GoPro.
And she's absolutely right. Once you have cameras go where they're not.
On the next YouTube video.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not enjoy that in any way, shape, or form.
No, me, it was that little tube in my nose
Yeah.
that connects your nose to your ear
Yeah.
that they stuck the camera in.
Yeah.
No. First off, I didn't know there was cameras that small.
You know how many people don't know that there's a tube that runs from your nose to your ear?
I found out.
Yeah. Not a pleasant way to find out.
It's not a pleasant way to find out. That's it. They look in my ear and they go, "Oh yeah, there's some eardrum damage. We're going to send you to a guy who's going to stick a camera up your nose to find out if it's an infection or not."
Yeah.
That was a waste of time. No, you're going deaf because, well, pew pew.
Okay.
You should wear hearing aids.
So I'm going to deepen the shadow in these veins before this conversation gets completely out of control. So I'm just going to, nice little float, just to clean up the edges of these highlights a little bit, because I like them a little on the sharp side. And it just makes the floats, the highlights, a little bit brighter. And right there. There we go. So we have leaves. So now we're about ready to start adding all of the fun stuff, the details, the good stuff. So I'm going to mix. I have a little bit of Sunny Day on my palette. And I have a little bit of Warm White. I just want to mix a slightly lighter value of that yellow. I don't want it to match up perfectly. I need it to be a little bit brighter. So I'm just adding a little bit of white to it just to bring it up a bit. Now what?
JL knows. JL knows.
Knows what?
Eat a large quantity of wasabi, and you'll know exactly where that nose ear tube is.
Yep.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
So we're going to add some fun little details to the edges of these petals using that light yellow value. And it's just a squiggly little line right at the edge of the petals. And as I come to the tip, I like adding that little point. Now, all this does really is just soften these petals a little bit, and it defines them nicely. And it just gives them overall a nice soft look. And anybody that paints any of my stuff knows that I like doing this kind of thing. I do this to the leaves too. I just mix a lighter value of the green. I just like how it looks. It softens it, but easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
So any little bits along the edges of the flowers or the edges of the petals that are perhaps not as crisp and as clean as you would like, they kind of all just go away. This helps disguise those things. But at the same time, it just gives the flowers just a softer look overall. A little too much on the brush there. I'm a fan. So it's just a couple of values lighter than the sunny day. It doesn't need to be perfect. But I do like how it looks. Gives the flowers a nice soft appearance. And I'm going to do the same thing to those leaves in a second. Now, the liner that I'm using is my 10-aught extra long detail liner. It's a Dynasty Micron if you're looking. I just like how these ones work. They hold a fair amount of paint considering how fine they are. And they do hold, even my old ones, as fluffy and as ragged as they look, they do come to a really nice point. And so even long term, this brush holds up. So there we go. And there we are. I'm liking it. Now I'm going to do the same thing to these leaves. I'm going to choose a little of that sprout green, or if you've used margarita, use the margarita, and put a little bit of white in it just to change the value. You need to make it a little bit brighter. And I add a little Joe Sonia's to it to thin it out so it moves nicer. And we're going to do the same thing to the leaves. We're just going to add that squiggly little line to the leaves. I like that little flip at the end of the leaves too. I like the irregularities. Whew, goodness, I had a moment. Good Lord. I'm just looking at my sunflower. I think it needs a little bit of heat. I'm going to grab some tiger lily. I think I'm going to use tiger lily. I wanted a little more punch in the center of these flowers, in that orange area. I think that tiger lily will be awesome. Let's try a little dab of that. Not a lot. I'm just going to put a tiny amount. I just want a little pizzazz in there. So I just took a little bit of that tiger lily. Oh, there we go. Just a little. I just wanted a little extra oomph down here. So just a little splash of that tiger lily in there. It's not in the pattern, but I was sitting here looking at this going, needs a little more oomph. I do like a little red in there. It's pretty. That tiger lily, although it's classified as an orange, is more almost like scarlet. It just has a great reddish yum to it. So just a little bit in there. Yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah. So just a little bit. I think it just pumps that up a little bit. I'm a fan. But it's fall, so I'm a huge fan of all of these oranges and yellows. And we went for a drive last Sunday along the river. We took the old highway along the St. John. And oh my goodness, the color was just spectacular. And I thought perhaps it would be the last of it, but my backyard right now is just the most glorious colors. We have black oak, empire maple, and sugar maple in the backyard. Actually, we have them all over the property. We have sugar maples, and the colors right now are flippin' extraordinary. The golden yellows with that little bit of orange and that little touch of red in them, they almost glow. The trees almost glow. They're just gorgeous. So now we're going to add a little bit of texture, a little bit of highlight to the centers of these flowers. I'm going to do that with a little bit of that sunset gold. I had to look at the bottle to remember. It's terrible. I'm just going to use a few dots in the highlight area. So that area where we put the lighter value, we're just going to put dots like so. They don't have to be perfect. And I'm just using a little bit of that sunset gold. Don't forget to go out past the edges, out onto the petals a little bit. So a little bit of sunset gold in that highlighted section. I'm going to bring it around the side a little bit too, just a little. And I'm going to do it again on the center. Again, focusing mainly on the section where the highlight is. And again, I'm coming past the edge of that circle a little. And I'm going to do the same thing right here on that, again, on that highlighted area where we stippled in all of those little highlights. Just dots, little dots like so. And I'm going to do the same to this little fella down here. Just dots. Now I'm using that sunset gold. I love that yellow.
Oh, there's a good question.
What's that?
Is there anything you can use to keep items from that you've painted from fading quickly from the sun?
You can use a exterior varnish, a good quality exterior varnish on them to protect them. But in all honesty, unless your varnish has a good UV protectant in it, they are going to fade from the sun. I mean, they're even with a UV protectant long term, they're going to fade a little bit. It's just, unfortunately, the nature of sunshine. But
Automotive clear.
Auto clear will do it. And it has a UV protectant in it. So, but yep, that's what you need. We used to use a marine varnish
Yeah.
Good quality marine varnish would do the trick. So now that I have that yellow in, I'm going to pick up a little bit of warm white. And I'm going to put a few dots of that, scattered it in and amongst all of that yellow. Don't forget, take it out over the petals a little. Just adds a little more texture to things. I like how that looks.
I live pretty much in the big thicket. We go from green straight to brown out here.
Oh no, here we do this absolutely incredible transition from brilliant lush green to light yellows and golden yellows and brilliant reds, and
It's better than the prairie beige.
yep, prairie blah.
Yeah.
So the whole time I lived out west, there was the one thing about the change of seasons that I really missed was that change of color. You know, in Manitoba, the temperature changed so rapidly.
Yeah.
We would be plus 30 at the end of August, and it would drop by, down to 0 by mid-September. And then by October, we were well into the below zeros. So, those temperatures were cold
and dry.
Yeah. So there we are. I do love a little texture on my sunflowers. So we're going to come up from our sunflowers, because for the time being, we are pretty much done with them. We're going to come up here to the sunflower seeds, to this lettering.
Can we spin the wheel before we...
Oh, there's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give yourself the...
Give me a chance to drink my tea. Blow my nose.
Let's make sure I got the right one here. Yes, I got the right one. Boom. Yeah, let's give it a quick shuffle. And what are the prizes again?
We have some finishing brushes.
Finishing brushes.
Yeah. Dynasty Black Gold. There's 3 of them. There's 2 flats and a large, nice big filbert for varnishing and finishing. Beautiful brushes.
Oh, there's Don Lavelle. All right, and our first winner will be... Come on. Anna Flurry.
Nice. Congratulations, Anna. So, Anna, if we don't have your shipping information, I'm not sure that we do, please go to the front page of my website, click on the little speech bubble in the lower right-hand corner, and send us your shipping information so that we can get your goodies out to you right away.
Miss Anna Flurry gets some... Ooh.
Oh, Elizabeth Bradburn Allard. Sorry I'm late. Came in late. Hope I made the wheel. If you hit the share button and the like button, then Elizabeth, I have no doubt you will get on that wheel. Carrie Henderson is here. Hi, Carrie. Pam Stover. Deanna Swindlehurst. So nice to see everybody. I missed doing this last week.
All right.
I couldn't keep my
hit
eyes
it
open
again.
last week, so that was my biggest issue. I did, thank you. Yeah.
Who do we got? Who do we got? Tracy Craig.
Tracy Craig. Awesome. Tracy, I'm pretty sure I have your shipping information. But
she's got Tracy spelt the right way.
Yes, she does. So the bulk of the work on this piece is done. We're going to shade the lettering. We're going to paint some lettering, do a little bit of detail work, and going to have some fun with this. I like this piece. I think it's pretty.
There's Tracy Craig.
Tracy Craig. We have one more.
One more. Here we go. And spinning.
You know what I love? I love seeing all of these congratulations pop up. I think it's just wonderful. I am feeling better, Carrie. Thank you very much.
And Miss J.L. Brewer.
Yay! Good heavens. She had a drought there for a while. I know I have JL's shipping information. JL frequents my website.
It's J.L. Brewer.
Awesome. I've got something special planned for the 12 Days of Christmas. It's going to be a rather big pattern.
A big pattern?
Yes. It's a triptych.
A what?
A triptych. So it's 3 panels.
A triptych.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I think you guys are going to like it. It's something a little bit different. I was playing with the idea. I'm on this vintage everything kick. Anyway, I was doing a little bit of trend research, and the one thing that I've noticed a lot of lately is
Whoa.
what?
JL wants us to respin.
Oh, okay.
So she says, please respin.
Okay.
It's entirely up to you, JL.
Well, that's very generous of you, JL.
I'll give you one last chance to claim your prize. And she says, oh, please respin. Does she want us to respin?
I'd say she does.
Yes, no, maybe
Yes,
no.
no. Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, JL, thank you. That's very generous of you.
Yeah. That's... You're friggin' awesome. Okay. So, yeah, I gotta... Give me a second.
So he's going to set up the wheel and spin it one more time. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm doing a triptych for our 12 Days of Christmas. Hopefully I will have that pattern up soon so that people can order surfaces or whatever they need for it. But I wanted to do something really pretty, and I went along with I'm really quite inspired by the vintage Victorian design elements. So it's going to have touches of that. The color palette's going to be very European in flavor. So I think you guys are going to like it. I spent a lot of time drawing it and getting it worked out, and I really do like it. So, and it'll be a big one. It'll be a fun one. I can promise you that. Oh, there goes the wheel again.
Yeah,
Making sure everybody's on it. And I have to remember to order some fast dry glaze because I realized the other day that I am nearly out. So I'm going to have to go to Erica Joanne's site and order some.
All right. I think we're good. We got to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Spinning. Thank you, JL. It's
very generous.
Very generous of you. Heidi Allison.
Awesome. Miss Heidi. Heidi was just at net.
Oh, did she get...
Nope, she managed to escape it so far. I sincerely hope her and her partner in crime were traveling around the countryside and posting lots of stuff on Facebook about their journey there and their trip around the Boston area. It was really nice.
Miss Heidi Allison.
So Heidi, I know I have Heidi's shipping information.
Oh, do you?
JL, thank you again. It was very generous of you to do.
No kidding. She won on the last live.
Oh, JL?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've forgotten. So...
Right on. Oh, man. All right. Back to painting?
Back to painting.
Okay.
I don't think they want to look at that here.
Well, maybe. I don't know. There's some weird people out there.
Well, I can tell you I don't. And it's on my head. So the bottom, this is the fun part about this particular lettering. Because we're working on a Prussian blue background, we can get away with a lot. So I've loaded my angle with Prussian blue, which is our background color, and I'm floating the bottom of each letter. Now, because we're on Prussian blue for the background, we don't really have to be all that careful because it's a little on the forgiving side. But we want to float the bottom half. So I'm only coming up about halfway. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to repeat that because I want this shadow to be a little deeper at the base of the letter. And I love the fact that because we're on a Prussian blue background, these letters come together quite nicely. So I'm going to dry this real quick.
Do you use command strips to hang your completed paintings?
No. I use thumbtacks. In the studio, I use thumbtacks. Around the house, my husband usually makes sure that there's a good secure nail and a hanger holding everything up. And of course, he makes sure that they're
semi-professionally hung,
and all straight and level because it would drive him nuts otherwise.
Send him to the art gallery.
So again, I'm just going to put a second coat of that Prussian blue on the bottom of each letter. I just love that shadow at the base. And again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. This is going to have a vintage feel to it when it's done. So those little imperfections sort of fall into the overall look of it anyway. So there we go. So the big kick on this is the highlighting. Now the highlighting at the top of this letter is warm white and it's floated on. This you have to take a little more care with because it's white on a very dark background. So it takes a little bit more care putting that float in. And it's coming down about 1/3 of the way. Now, I've found, especially because you're working in such a tiny space, put a little float of the white at the top and then just chisel blend the color down a little bit. I found that that works very well. Especially since you're in a tight area. It's a small space, so to get it in there nicely. So you just take your time going along, float the color in, and then chisel blend it till you come down about 1/3 of the height of the letter. So you end up with a nice soft transition.
No, these letters are not a stencil.
No, they are. The template is in the design. It's part of the design.
And we had another one. If you wanted to use a different color for the letters, what would you use?
Oh, you know what? You could do a country red. Would look really great on this. First of all, the red is a nice complementary color to both the blue and the yellow, so the red would work really, really well. A deep golden yellow, like a mustard seed yellow, and then shaded with more rustic country colors, like shade them with an asphaltum and then highlight them with a brighter yellow. That would also work. I kind of like the idea of the red. Anytime you're working on something like this, if you go too far out of the family of colors, that's usually when you run into problems. If you stick with colors that are complementary to the bulk of the color, like in this case, this yellow is quite obviously the most dominant color on here. And so I wanted to stick with colors that would be complementary to that yellow. So I stuck with the blues, but red will work too. Red works very well.
It just got really quiet in the chat. I think they're hanging on your every word.
Oh, sure they are.
Blue Bonnet Decorative Painters has liked the stream.
Nice.
Blue Bonnet Decorative Painters.
Probably in Texas.
Yeah.
I would say.
Texas?
Well, blue bonnets are a common flower there. I don't know. Maybe they'll answer.
It's just quite the name for it to pop up. So I was wondering.
Blue Bonnet Decorative Painters. I would hazard a guess to say they're probably in Texas. They can correct me if I'm wrong. There's some fabulous chapters in the States. Well, there's some fabulous chapters all over the world, but I do believe Blue Bonnet is in Texas. As I said, they'll correct me if I'm wrong. And there's the Yellow Rose chapter in Texas. And then there's the Siskoyu Decorative Painters, which is in near Grants Pass in Portland, in Oregon. Sorry, Sandy was just up there teaching. Fabulous group of painters.
Sheila Landry, I wanted to ask Tracy if the 12 Days of Christmas project will be shown over a couple of days or just one.
I haven't quite decided yet. I think it might be a couple.
So we're going to do multiple days for...
I think, yeah.
So... Oof.
It might be like 3 Saturdays in a row.
You want to do it that way?
We could.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 projects.
We got tons of prizes.
Oh my God, do we ever?
Tons of prizes.
It's ridiculous.
And to answer the question, Blue Bonnet Decorative Painters are from Texas Hill County.
Okay, I knew they were from Texas. bluebonnets are a common flower in Texas.
I didn't realize it was a flower.
What'd you think it was? A hat?
Yeah.
It's a flower.
It made me think, like, I don't know, England.
No.
Ish. Bluebonnet.
I still get my newsletter from the British Decorative Arts. Wonderful group of ladies. So I'm almost done with this. I'm just putting that little float of white at the top of each letter. And then I'm probably going to scare you guys, but I'm going to sand this.
Lori Coates, I had to leave. I can't believe you're still on.
Yeah, I'm slow today.
I'm
slow today.
Well, you've only been on for going on 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's about your average.
I know, but I'm usually faster at this than I have been today. I've been talking a lot. Like I said, my mouth runneth
flower, the bluebonnet.
Yeah.
Okay. Stormy says you make the highlighting look so easy.
Well, it's not as meticulous. It doesn't really show up on camera. It's not as neat and tidy as you may think it is. But it's a lot of it is quite simply just taking your time and softening and blending. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to grab my liner because we're going to put a nice bright stroke of white on these letters right at the top edge of that highlight. If I can get enough paint on my brush. Here we go. Didn't quite get enough on there. Good grief. So I like that little bright light impact. Even though we floated the top with white, having that stroke of white just gives it a nice crisp, bright highlight up there. And it makes those letters stand out nicely.
So when are we starting the 3 days Christmas, or the 12 days
December
Christmas?
3rd.
December 3rd. Okay, so wow.
And it's coming faster than we know.
Yeah. Don't remind me. I gotta do Christmas shopping.
It's the only guy I know that can say I have to Christmas shop like he's having dental surgery.
Is it not like that?
Nope.
Oh, well.
Some people actually enjoy it.
It's a pain. Don't get me wrong. I love the gift giving process.
Yeah.
It's the shopping process I hate.
Well, I haven't actually physically gone out Christmas shopping in a couple of years. Amazon is my friend. But this year I'm going to go shopping for Christmas gifts because it's going to be easy because I'm only buying everybody 2 things. What?
Sheila Landry will be off for December.
Good for her. She's taking her break.
Yeah,
good.
So no shipping in December for her business.
Yeah.
So get what you need before December starts.
Yep.
Because Sheila is saying no. I bet she loves Christmas. She just not
She
this
does,
Christmas.
but she takes a creative break.
She needs to.
Yeah. So, one thing you're going to notice, there's just this funky little line work thing on the edges of this. And it's just a line. Nice little vertical line. Of course, I missed it.
Do we have a Halloween project coming up?
We do.
Ooh.
We're going to be doing a phone stand.
course.
A-
It's a special phone stand.
It is. It's a coffin-shaped phone stand.
Are they sold out already?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Wow, I'm surprised.
So that's what...
Next week... Hold on. I gotta look at a camera. Or not camera.
Calendar?
Calendar. That's the word. So, we might have to do it on the 29th because guess what?
You're working on the 30th.
No.
What?
It's just, next weekend you're doing the sweets.
Yeah.
The vintage sign.
Yep.
And then the 29th is the following Saturday.
Yep.
So guess what?
Yeah, Halloween's right after that.
Well, yeah, that's the end of October.
Uh-huh. I know. Like, wow. The month just whoosh. Yeah.
And we missed the 8th because, well...
Hack, cough, cough.
hack, cough, cough. So... Yeah, 29th, you're going to have to do a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have another Saturday to do it.
Yeah.
And then we got ooh.
What?
Remembrance Day falls on a Friday this year.
It does. Yep.
That's different.
Well, it happens every few years.
Just... And wow, Christmas lands on a Sunday.
Yep.
Double the mass.
So I'm going to dry this. Kind of like that little detail. It's just, a little country-like. Kind of reminds me of old general stores. So we just have the U-pick up here to do. So I'm going to get out my number 2 rigger. And a little bit of Joe Sonia's and some warm white. I want to put down a base on this because I'm painting this lettering yellow. And I will be fighting with it if I don't put a little bit of white down, and I don't want to fight with it. So I like to go around and just do the tops and bottoms of each of the letters. This font I'm particularly fond of lately. I don't know why. So I'm just putting that warm white on. And you'll notice I'm using just the width of the brush. Very little pressure to put that shape in. Comme ça.
Who makes the coffin phone stand?
Those are from Southern Ridge Trading.
Aha!
My pal Karen at Southern Ridge. So creative. So creative. She came up with this little phone stand. Deb has the most adorable pattern for that phone stand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's got 2 little Halloween creeps, as she calls them, that fit on that phone stand. Adorable. Just adorable.
I have a craft show October 29th. We'll have to replay. It's all good.
That's the nice thing. It's all on video. You can watch it at your leisure. So I'm just stroking in that white lettering. Comme ça. And I'm going to dry that.
Oh, what's the name of the font?
The font. Oh my gosh. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. It'll take me 2 seconds.
I get a very, like, barbershop feel from that text.
Yes.
No. Oh. Well, thank you, Roberta, for the 200 stars.
Nice. Oh, goodness.
You trying to find the font?
Well, the stupid part is I know precisely what it is, but for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it.
You can always come back to it.
I'll
later.
come back to it because it's...
Is it in the pattern?
Yeah, it's in the
Like
pattern.
the name of the...
No, not the name of the font. I will pull that up in a second. I'm just...
And what brush are you using?
This is a number 2 rigger.
Of course.
Now, if you're looking for... I was just on the Brush Guys yesterday, and they have just recently restocked their website. So they have the riggers in stock. And if you're ordering brushes, whether it's stencil brushes or any of the Dynasty brushes or any of the brushes on the Brush Guys website, use the coupon code Tracy M. So Tracy with a capital T and then end it with a capital M, all one word, and that will give you an additional discount on anything that you order from the Brush Guys.
Where would I find it?
Just open up a new document.
How do I do that?
God.
How do I open a new document?
Just click on any document in there. For the life of me, I cannot remember what this font is called.
Well, let me open up anything. How do you use a Mac?
Oh, it's taking forever to load.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. So I am going over top of that white. I'm just redoing the lettering with that sunset gold. Did I get that right? I did.
Linda Sofranco says, Tracy, tell them about spellbinders.
Oh, yes, that's great news. Fran and Stampendous have now gone to work with spellbinders. So if you're looking for Stampendous stamps, they now are sold through spellbinders.
Cool.
So, which is great news. So that's exciting. So if you go to Spellbinder's website, you'll see a whole bunch of Stampendous products that are available there. I have all my grunge sets and my vintage note stamps, all the ones that I use the most frequently. We have them all on sale on the website right now. Okay, go to the right-hand side.
Yep.
You see font?
Yep.
Click on that. If you click in the document next to Country Fresh. In the document.
Oh, like this one here?
Yeah.
It says body.
No. Autumn Secrets. The name of the font is Autumn Secrets. This one right here.
Okay, what's the other one?
This one here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's the one they were asking
No,
about.
but the U pick.
But I'm pretty sure they were asking about that one.
I'm not sure. I have too many and I never remember the name of them. So I got a coat of that nice yellow on there. I love that. I'm going to dry this real quick. And then we're going to take a little bit of that same orange that we used on the sunflowers. We're going to shade the bottom of the U-pick. Oops, I'm going to switch to a smaller angled shader. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch angled shader for this.
Are they clearing them out or continuing to make new ones?
They're going to be making some new ones and then selling out the inventory that they currently have. So I'm just putting a nice little float of that. Is it spiced pumpkin at the bottom of each letter? Coming up about halfway. Just want to repeat the color values that we had in that sunflower. Just pulls the eye around the piece when you repeat certain colors. So there we go. Nice, nice, nice. I love that orange on top of that yellow.
What's for dinner?
Tonight, we are having spaghetti and Italian meatballs.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
I made meatballs this morning.
Yum.
And then I baked them.
Yum.
That's what that smell was. Mm-hmm. So, and my meatballs are simple. They are 1 pound of ground Italian sausage and 1 pound of ground beef. Combine them with fresh garlic, onions, breadcrumbs, a couple of eggs. And then I prefer to bake them.
Yeah.
Bake them and then make the tomato sauce. And then just let the sauce simmer with the meatballs in it. Cook some sketty. Make some garlic bread.
Oh, garlic bread.
Yeah, I've got homemade garlic butter, so...
Yum!
Yum. So we're laughing. So we've got all of the fun stuff done.
Most of us got our taste back.
Yeah. I have mine back, but it's just not right.
Yeah. She still thinks cranberry juice tastes moldy.
Yeah, there's a few things. Eggs is another one.
I noticed that one too.
Yeah.
I had a hard-boiled egg with lunch yesterday, and I just like...
No, I know.
What's wrong with this egg? Nothing's wrong with the egg.
So I'm taking that little bit of, remember the cobblestone, the color that we used in that background? I loaded up my rigger. You can do this with a round or a liner, and I'm just going to put a squiggly broken edge.
Oh, Robin's asking about the 10 cents.
Oh, I forgot about the 10 cents that goes down here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll finish off this and then I'll put the 10 cents in. I forgot about it.
Okay.
So,
be right back.
Oops. I'm just putting just a broken edge on the blue. I like this sort of broken chipped paint look. It's entirely optional. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. It isn't going to irreversibly damage how this looks if you don't do it. So if you don't like that look, that's fine. Just leave it off. But I'm a fan. I kind of like that, chippy paint look. It just sort of adds to the vintage appearance of this. So I'm going to continue that broken paint appearance. It's just cobblestone. I don't do it super heavy. I don't really like it super heavy, but a little broken paint at the edges, I think it works really well. And you get into that corner. Oops. Kind of overdid it there.
Overdone.
Just whoopsied. It's all good. So there we go. Little broken paint at the edge. So I'm going to set that down and we'll dry it. Takes a minute to dry because the paint's a little heavier at the edge. But I can't put that line drawing back on until...
Hey, you could probably freehand it.
Well, I could. Yeah.
Give it more of an authentic hand signage. Don't you think?
I can do that. I still have to wait till this paint dries. Because me, I will have paint everywhere if I do. So I'm going to grab my rigger and some thinned warm whites. And as the boss says. So I'm going to, as Renee puts it, freehand it in there.
Well, it gives it more of an authentic hand sign.
I suppose.
What else could you use instead of cobblestone?
You know what? You can use cobblestone. You could use portobello. You could use khaki tan. You could use mushroom. You just need a muddy, beigey gray color. That's it. I mean, push comes to shove, you could use black if you wanted to.
Terracotta.
Terracotta. Anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Terracotta is very muddy. It's got a lot of red in it.
Yeah. So, there we go. I've got my 10. I'm going to put my scent sign in. There we go. I'm probably going to cheese a few people off by freehanding that, but there we go. I'm going to dry this real quick. I'm going to have to recoat that scent sign because I got a little thin spot there I'm not thrilled with.
How do you find and use the fonts for your projects?
I buy licenses to fonts because they are designed by an artist, basically. So I buy them. One of my favorite locations for fonts is fontbundles.com. You can purchase either an individual license, meaning that you can use it for your own personal use, or you can buy a commercial license, which is what I do because I'm using it in a product. So I buy the commercial license. And I'm selective about which fonts that I choose. Now I'm using, this is a fun little thing. I love these. Opaque white pen to do just the quick little lettering. You can do this with a liner brush too if you want to, but I'm just doing it with a white gel pen. And the reason I have is because I'm going to use that same pen to detail my chippy paint. I like a highlight on this. So just using the white gel pen to follow along the edge of that chippy paint that I just put down. It's just a highlight. I have finished testing this white opaque pen from Arteza. Just been looking for a more affordable. I'm finding some of the Uniball pens are getting very expensive to ship. When the price almost doubled because of shipping costs, it's time to look at an alternative. So I went looking for new pens because I use the black gel. And I use the red gel for tracing and transferring. And I use the white opaque gel for doing things like this, for highlighting and, adding details and things like that. And I love these pens. Unfortunately, because they're made in Japan and having them shipped here was costing the earth. And I couldn't justify increasing the price from $5 to $9. So I wanted an affordable alternative that would still give me the same quality. So I started looking for a good black one, which I found. Beautiful Korean pen that we're stocking. And so we haven't had to increase the price on anything, which was what I was hoping to avoid. And at the same time, still maintain, a good quality pen. So we got the black one and the red one with no problem, but I was having trouble finding a white one until I located this one. This one is from Arteza, which is a relatively new company. They're based in England. And, they're relatively new to us. Let's put it that way. They've been around for quite some time. And I absolutely fell in love with their white gel pen. And it comes in a variety of sizes, which is nice, but I'm kind of married to this one. This is the 1.0. This is it's a nice size. Works very smoothly on painted surfaces, which is great because that's what I use it for. And it is very nice, bright white and very opaque. Dries quickly. Still needs to be sealed beforehand. It is a gel ink. So, these ones will be up on the website soon. I'm really very happy with these ones.
Yeah. Waterproof permanent, or do you still have to spray before varnishing?
I still have to spray. I haven't yet found anything opaque that wasn't oil-based. And I've been trying to avoid an oil base because, one, the smell is just horrendous, and two, they're expensive. And I just want to try and keep the costs to as low as I possibly can. So we're going to do a couple of final little finishing touches to this. One of which is to shade the bottom of my 10 cents. I'm going to do that with a little bit of Bahama Blue, which is the base color that we used for the bigger lettering. So again, I'm going with a 3/8 angle, but if you're more comfortable with something smaller, by all means use it. I'm going to put a little float of Bahama Blue at the bottom of my letters. I'm only coming up about halfway. Like so. I like that little bit of Bahama Blue at the bottom of the letters. It just gives them a little bit of oomph. And before I'm finished with that, I'm going to take a little bit of asphaltum and I'm going to put a little shadow inside the letter on the right side. I just want to lift the lettering up a little bit, just so that it doesn't look like it's stuck on there. So just a little float. There we go.
And boom.
And then our last thing is just to put a little spatter on, because it's a country thing. I got to do some spattering. So I'm going to grab a little bit of thinned asphaltum. This is my first. And I'm going to spatter it liberally. I want a nice fine spatter. I use my fugly brush for that. So a little bit of spatter. Got to be the asphaltum. Rinse the brush out. And then we're going to do this again with a little bit of warm white. Because I like a little bit of warm white on there. There we go. There's something about a little bit of spatter that just gives everything a nice vintagey feel. We used to call it fly specking. But let's face it, fly poop isn't exactly romantic.
No.
So we call it a little bit of spatter.
You should just call it peppering.
Peppering, spattering. And there we go. And that is sunflower seeds. Now, I've been using these little slotted stands. This little slot stand. Somebody asked me the other day what color stain this is. It's asphaltum. I just mixed a little asphaltum with some of my Jo Sonja's Fast Dry Glaze, and it made this nice sort of walnut colored stain. And then I can just drop that sign in like so. And there you go.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. Boom. Fun little piece. Fun little piece. I enjoy this. I like doing these. Now that country style thing has I like everything. I just get on little tears. This is the one thing just leads to another with me. This is the little Farm Fresh milk sign. I'm just and a lot of the same techniques are used, but I'm absolutely obsessed with these little critters. Now, I like the elevation of this. I like the height that you get from this one. So what I did was on the back, you can see I was playing with color. On the back of this, I just glued 2 little pieces of wood. I just had some little wood bits in the drawer, so that it's about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch tall, and just to give it a little height. Now, you could glue it directly onto the panel. It's not going to be a bad thing, but I really liked the elevation of this. I loved how it just sort of looks like he's peeking over the side of the sign. So he was a lot of fun to do. And then I asked Karen to make me a pig because, well, what's a farm without a pig? And she made me this great little pig, and I think he's just so stinking cute. So same thing. I just used a couple of pieces of scrapped wood, little pieces, glued it onto the back. I think in this case, I just used a little wooden button, just so it gave me a little height. I didn't want a lot, but a little bit. Just like how that elevation just gives the piece a nice little extra detail. So that is what I've been playing with, is that vintage country look. I'm obsessed with it. I had another piece here. Where's my other 2 pieces? There they are. So we did the little breadboards. We did the other ones with the apples and the cherry, or the apples and the strawberries. And then someone had asked me if I would do one with cherries, so I did one with cherries. And then I did this one to go along with this. So we just did this little you-pick sunflowers, and then 10 cents each, and I thought those were fun. So I'm kind of, sort of, maybe getting it out of my system. I don't know.
Just a little bit.
Maybe, who knows? But now, after talking with Karen the other day, I have a chicken and a horse and a sheep and a goat coming. So she made me pieces like this, but for sheep and horses and goats. So now I'm kind of obligated to do much. I don't know. I'm having fun with this whole vintage country thing.
Farm animal series?
Farm animal series. I just think they're fun.
So you got a goat?
I have a goat and a sheep and a horse.
And a horse.
And a rooster.
And of course the rooster.
Yeah. So, but yeah, these are just a lot of fun to paint. I had a great time doing those. And then these went up last week. I put that up on the website as well, to go with the first 2, which we had done, which was the apples and the strawberries. So, like I said, I think I'm maybe getting it out of my system. Maybe.
Strawberries, apples, sunflowers, cherries, bacon.
Bacon. I'll be okay. So that's been my thing. So I do have these restocked on the website, so we're all set up for those. And we restocked on everything. So we have these panels back in stock. We have the what do you call these things? Slot stands. We have those back in. And then I have the smaller arched panels too, like the little ones that go with this. So I got a bunch of those in, and so I have lots to keep me very busy for the next one. I'm having too much fun.
There you go.
There I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he'd moved it.
That's what I said. Yeah, there you are.
Okay, there I am.
There you is.
So yeah, I've been having a bit of fun with this this vintage country thing. It's getting a little out of control, but that's okay. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so next weekend.
Next weekend. What did I do with that? There we go. Next weekend, we are doing Vintage Sweets. The pattern for this is free. It's in the free download section of my website. The surfaces are available on the website as well. We have these wonderful big tags. We're also going to be doing them on the little breadboards. So if you're not into the great big one, we're going to be doing the same techniques on the smaller ones. So the pattern is free. However, we would appreciate a donation for our local shelter. Whatever you want or not. It's entirely up to you. Just join us and have fun in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, we're going to paint Christmassy stuff. We have the stamps available on the website, although I don't know how many we have left, but we do have the stamp available for that. We have the surfaces available, but your pattern is free. So head over to the website, do a little shopping if you feel like it. But the pattern for next Saturday is free. You can just download out of that in the free download section of the website. Have a look at the new printables. We've got a bunch of printables up there as well. Those are also a free download, so feel free to download them. There's so many of you doing Christmas holiday sales and fall holiday sales, craft sales and craft markets and craft fairs. Feel free to use those printables to create for those shows. Make it, times are tough for a lot of people. If you're going to be using them, please feel free. That's what they're there for. We would love it if you use them. You can also use them for RAKs. Please feel free to use them for gifting and for giveaway and for whatever you're going to do with them. Even if it's just to make somebody's day, that will make mine.
What's the stamp?
The stamp is called Christmas Background.
Christmas background.
Yeah, it's a Christmas background stamp. It is in the stamp section on my website under Stampendous. Short supply list. Lots of fun. We're going to have a good time. Paint something. Well, we always have fun on Saturdays. At least I do. So, as always, thanks so much for joining us every Saturday. And thank you again for all of the notes and the messages in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciated it. It was really, really very nice to be missed a little bit. I missed coming and painting with all of you on last Saturday. It was really hard for me.
She didn't know what to do with herself.
It's hard for me. I'm not the type of person that can just sit and do nothing. So, all of those notes and messages that you sent and the little gifts and whatnot, greatly appreciated. So thank you again for that. And join us next Saturday. We're going to be doing Vintage Sweets. Project is free. You can download that in the free download section of the website. What else? Mark your calendar. December 3rd is the 12 Days of Christmas live.
The start.
Because it's a big
beginning.
It's the beginning. It's a big project. We're going to have a lot of fun. The pattern for that one should be up the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I saw the line drawing for it. That's a lot of work.
It's going to be fun, I think. But it's a nice piece. I think it's a nice piece.
Is there a bob?
Is there a bob? Of course there's going to be a bob. I have to have a bob. I'm just waiting for my bobs to come in.
Yeah, just remember, no white eyes.
Okay. No more zombie bobs.
No more zombie bobs.
Okay.
The white eyes just made them creepy.
Yeah. Yes. All right, guys, that's it for us today.
Spaghetti time.
It's time for me to go make spaghetti. You guys, everybody, we love you. Please stay safe.